Now on CoastTV News.
Temperatures to drop and people still in the cold, where the homeless can go even though some resources aren't open until after dark.
I hope you enjoy this wonderful spring fling because the cold is just around the corner and it's serious.
OC rental rule fight.
Because it's our property, we pay the taxes.
How stricter limits on short-term rentals could affect tourism.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Need for homeless shelters like these is growing as it gets colder outside. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight looks at what options homeless people have as the temperatures start to drop.
Homelessness is rising in Sussex County, especially in places like Georgetown, and even Lewis's police chief says Lewis has seen more homeless downtown. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Lewis. Brandon, one organization offers shelter overnight.
Maddie, this is the St. Jude Church in Lewis. Just inside the church's walls is the home to Code Purple. Code Purple is an organization that at this location offers shelter to 14 men during the overnight hours. Site director for Code Purple, Mike Agnew, says they can simply do that, only offer care during the overnight hours. As temperatures drop, people struggling with homelessness will be able to stay overnight at St. Jude's Church starting Monday. But during the day, Mike Agnew with Code Purple at the Cape says the Community Resource Center in Rehoboth Beach is one of the few options.
Where they can get a shower, they can get their laundry done, get some food to eat, and then they cycle back to us in the evening.
The director of the Community Resource Center told Coast TV their busiest times are during the morning, and they expect the center to get busier as temps drop. But Agnew says another overnight shelter is needed. Trish Hill is the program manager at the Pallet Village in Georgetown. She says the pallet homes do have heat, and there soon will be another option for those who do not have a roof over their head.
I do expect that we will have some times where we will open our community center during the day to people who need a space.
Hill tells Coast TV that center will open soon, but will not be open every day. This Code Purple location for the men's shelter and the Rehoboth Beach for the women's starts accepting guests on Monday, and that lasts through March 15th. Mainly during that time is because of the cold temperatures. And for more on the cold temperatures, we're going to throw it to First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams.
Well, one thing's for sure, Brandon, we have to keep in mind that although we're feeling mild now, that's going to fade away very quickly. In fact, tomorrow morning, we're going to take a look at the combination of the winds as well as the drop in temperatures. It's going to feel like 33 or just 1 degree above freezing as early as tomorrow morning, 9:30. And then it becomes significantly worse. A 10-degree drop in how it's going to feel will drop to 23 for the wind chill for Friday morning. And then we get hit one more time, 3 nights or 3 mornings in a row. Then we drop to as low as 20, for example, in Selbyville, and Lewis will drop down to 23 degrees with the wind chill factor by Saturday morning. So we're looking at 3 consecutive mornings where we're either near freezing or well below freezing as far as how it feels with the combination of the winds and the significant drop in the temperatures. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. This week, the Ocean City Council reviewed their in-house survey, hoping to align members on how to handle short-term rentals. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapea is live in Ocean City. Kevin, this survey comes as a moratorium on new short-term rental licenses is just days away from being extended.
Charlie, according to the Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan, the meeting was held to also discuss whether the Ocean City Council members can agree on an ordinance that the current moratorium can come to an end. But with so many options still on the table, a possible resolution for the deadline is unlikely. Now, these are some of the proposed ordinances they plan to review during future work sessions, requiring a 7-night minimum stay, freezing or limiting the number of short-term rental licenses in these areas, limiting how many short-term rentals a single owner or entity can operate, and allowing only 1 renter per 7 days. Something one homeowner agrees is a good idea, but some others say it would be too hard to regulate.
If somebody's in there for 1 night or 3 nights, that's fine, but just 1 rental per week.
There's really no way to over-monitor things. I feel like that's sort of government overkill.
There's currently no timeline on when these new proposed rules will be discussed, but on Monday, the Ocean City Council will review the second and final reading for the current moratorium and to see if they would extend it for another 12 months. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
This July, a special election in Ocean City overturned an ordinance that would have added a 5-night minimum stay and a 31-night minimum by 2027. In residential areas and mobile homes, that vote sent the town council back to the drawing board, and the opposition says that the special election, they say it should have been the end of any attempt to add new regulations in those areas.
Loading up the shopping carts before the big feast tomorrow, shoppers all over are stocking up on all their Thanksgiving goods. Coast TV News reporter Drew Bellinger takes us into stores in Georgetown to see what people are grateful for and what they're grabbing kind of last minute.
The holidays mean it's time to fill up the shopping carts and check out one last time before Thanksgiving arrives tomorrow. Shoppers at the Redner's Market and Liquor Mart in Georgetown were going down their list doing last-minute shopping for all things Thanksgiving, buying all sorts of items ranging from stuffing, Hawaiian rolls, to chocolate-covered pretzels and 6-packs of beer. Sean McTaggart said he stocked up at Liquor Mart before heading to see his mother for the first time in almost 6 months.
Well, this is just we're going away to Jersey, but I'm bringing to my mother's back in Jersey, and I don't know what she has for beer, so I'm bringing something for there.
In Nick Glorioso's case, he said he remains grateful despite shopping for the last 4 days.
I love it. Yeah, that's fine. Getting family together and sitting around, that's what it's all about, being thankful and blessing the food and hopefully having a great year.
Cliff Burrell says it's all about family.
We enjoy just spending time together all the time. Thanksgiving is, it's a holiday, but every day's Thanksgiving. Just give thanks for the just being here.
McTaggart agrees.
It's a big deal now that we're a little further away to see family that still I've left back in Jersey. So that's a big part of me for Thanksgiving.
Shoppers that I spoke with coming out of these stores right behind me say that whether or not they're traveling or they're staying in town, they're trying their very hardest to be the best guest or the host with the most. In Georgetown, Drew Bellinger, Coast TV News.
Hitting the roads for Thanksgiving, so let's take a live look at the Bay Bridge eastbound right now.
A little better.
Going one direction, you see, well, no, here come the cars.
Just
a quick break there, just a quick break. You can see it's one of the busiest driving days. MDOT says the best time to travel across today is after 7 p.m., almost there now. And tomorrow before 10 a.m. and after 3 p.m. For Friday, it's before 9 a.m. and after 6 p.m.
And here's a look at the Delaware Memorial Bridge. This is southbound, entering the Delaware Memorial Bridge there, getting you over to New Jersey from Delaware. You can see cars in both directions, but it's moving. Nothing too crazy up there. DelDOT says during Thanksgiving last year, there were 362 crashes and 4 serious injuries.
All of this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
Let's see the results so far. 58%, this has changed a little bit. They say they're staying at home. 25% say going somewhere local. 17% say surrounding states. Nobody has voted for international or across the country yet.
If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use the mobile app. And we're going to show you updated results tonight on Coast TV News at 11.
Beebe Primary Specialty Care and Cape Pharmacy are all closed on Thanksgiving, but if you need to go to the doctor, Beebe says the Rehoboth Beach and Millsboro walk-in centers will be open from 9 to 4. Of course, you could always go to the ER if you really need it, right? Georgetown, Milton, and Millville walk-in care centers, though, those are closed.
After all the food and talking tomorrow, you can watch NFL right here on Coast TV. Thanksgiving football, the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Bengals of Cincinnati. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. and then stay tuned for Coast TV News after the game.
Delaware lawmakers again moving forward with hearings regarding controversial court-ordered property reassessments. The next hearing is December 2nd at 9:30 at Legg Hall. The hearings were put on hold because of a lawsuit related to a bill that allowed Newcastle school districts to reset their tax rates. There are 2 more hearings again, including that one on December 2nd.
On your screen now is what the DeVries Monument in Lewis currently looks like. It's getting a well-deserved facelift with help from Greater Lewis Foundation. The monument recognizes a Dutch colony in 1631, which eventually resulted in the creation of Delaware as a separate state. They say the new design, which you see on your screen here now, will address accessibility, safety concerns, and allow larger groups of people to enjoy the monument.
Pretty cool there. We're just getting started now.
A preview of the state finals, one local team with a chance to get the crown in Class 1A in Delaware.
And we have some really icy air on the way.
But first, Thanksgiving traffic. A look at how many people are traveling when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Here was traffic earlier today on Route 1 as people hit the road for Thanksgiving.
Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber introduces us to some folks on the road and shows us how a lot of people are estimated to travel.
Thanksgiving travel is well underway, and according to AAA, this is the single busiest holiday for travel. According to AAA, almost 200,000 Delawareans are expected to hit the road this Thanksgiving. Harold and Sandy Green, who traveled to the coast for Thanksgiving, chose to avoid the holiday traffic by coming a week early. But it was not the same story for the rest of their family.
In fact, our youngest son was here over the weekend, and he went back home, and it took him about 4.5, 5 hours, where it normally takes about 3 hours. 3.5 hours for us to get to here.
But other people like Jay Adams are beating all of the traffic and staying local this Thanksgiving.
I'm grateful for that. It's going to be awesome with brand new grandbabies, and it's going to be great.
AAA predicts 13,000 people in Delaware are expected to fly, and more than 4,000 Delawareans will travel by other modes of transportation like bus or train. The Thanksgiving holiday period is already one of the most dangerous travel times of the year. Experts say drivers can reduce their risk by leaving earlier in the day, avoiding nighttime travel, and keeping extra space around large trucks. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
Coming up next, Paul Williams has your Thanksgiving forecast after this.
The reason why I'm making this cold snap a big deal is because of today. Today we were so warm, it felt balmy. Folks were walking outside with their t-shirts on. Charlie had the nerve to walk around the building with his jacket off. That's how balmy it was today. And tomorrow, ixnay on all that stuff. Let me show you why. We're going to drop down to like the mid-50s by tonight, 10 o'clock, with scattered cloud cover. Now, let me just show you what I'm talking about. 67 degrees. That's 12 above the norm for this time of the year. That's where we settled. And a lot of folks did that around the entire Delmarva Peninsula. I mean, we're looking at the highs, right now, we're not even talking about the highs. We're looking at where we are right now, 63, 64, in the 60s. And that's negating the winds. I mean, the winds are picking up momentum with a gale wind watch in effect, 35-mile-per-hour winds whipping around on the beaches from, let's say, Broadkill Beach all the way down towards Fenwick Island and then to the south, Ocean City, and to the south towards Chincoteague. We're talking about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And on the other side for the Chesapeake Bay, same situation. So it's definitely breezy, but it's not affecting us. Today's lows, we started above the normal high for this time of the year. 60 degrees, that's our low. Remember the normal high for this time of the year is 55? That's just how warm it is, and we are trending warm. Tonight, the cold starts creeping in ever so slowly and steadily. Down to near freezing or just a couple of degrees above it overnight, and then we have the temperatures that are going to dramatically change. So your Turkey Day forecast, you need to go ahead and plan on it becoming very cold. In fact, Arctic air will arrive in full force. For example, highs tomorrow, 47. That's well below that 55. 47 in Cambridge. And we're going to go with the same upper 40s everywhere else. It's basically peninsula wide. Here's how dramatic it's going to change. By 5 o'clock, it's going to feel like freezing or close to it and stay kind of frosty all day long, no matter what the thermometer may say. We have cold turkey that's going to be served for us, courtesy of Mother Nature. High pressure system will dominate, give us a clear, beautiful looking day. It's going to look warm, but it will not act that way by any stretch of the imagination. Thursday morning, we start off near freezing, if not 1 degree above that as far as the wind chill is concerned. Then up the ante. 10 degrees even colder. By the time we get to Friday morning, 23 degrees, and then a whoa moment because we're going to drop to 21, even 20, for example, in Selbyville with the winds coming out of the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Don't be surprised if Saturday morning it feels a lot like 18. That's not beyond the realm of realistic possibilities. And that cold's going to carry on going into next week. In fact, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. This cold will come with a sequel because after a brief break on Sunday, we go right back to being cold again.
All right, Paul, thank you. If you are already decorating for the holidays, please show us what you got. Send us your photos and videos to coasttv.com/holidayhouse because we would love to put your decorations right here.
This year's Bless Our Children campaign is in full swing. As you can see, we need your help to fill up this Christmas tree with cards and donations. We're raising money to ensure that every child on Delmarva has that special present to open on Christmas. We did receive this card here. This is from Carl and Linda Thomas from Dagsboro. Great picture of a snowman and snowflakes, iconic winter scene. They write, "Merry Christmas and thank you for all that you do." Carl and Linda, thank you for your assistance during this time. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help, send a donation and a holiday card. And we may just read it on the air like we just did here. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen or donate online at blessourchildren.org.
We've already raised $150,881 to help children and families this holiday season. And again, we have to thank everybody who donated.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? It is the most wonderful time of the year. We've got a double feature on Saturday, starting with the Indian River Indians taking on Red Lion, and we will have all the coverage. We will recap Indian River's amazing season starting at 11:30 a.m. this Saturday, and then you can listen to our commentary of the game with our Wawa Watch Party. All of this free over the air on DSN. Last year, Indian River won in 1A. They got moved up. We'll see if they can rise to the challenge in the DIAA 2A state championship. And then it's the Seaford Blue Jays against Newark Charter. The Blue Jays' last championship appearance was in 1993. Their last win, 1983. Seaford is preparing for a rematch with the Newark Charter School. The Blue Jays handled the Patriots 33-7 back in October, but Seaford head coach Glenn Phillips is quick to mention that anything can happen in playoff football. That's why any edge matters in the postseason. For the Jays, that edge has been the support of a community that's hungry to see success. The road to the state championship for the Seaford Blue Jays will be at 3 p.m. on Saturday, previewing the historic season. Plus, the watch party for Seaford will be exclusively on DSM Plus at 3:30 p.m. Make sure you subscribe to DSM Plus today to catch all the action of our DIAA state championship coverage. Thank you all so much for tuning in. That'll do it for us. Have a great night.
We're mild for now, and we're going to drop to 55 by 10 o'clock, and that's actually the normal high for this time of the year. Chuck Burns, you just won an umbrella. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, brought to you by the law office of Bruckstedt, Mendelis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Yeah, after that first round of cold, here comes a second round for next week.
But not as bad as this week.
Yeah, it could always be worse, but it could always be better.
I mean, we had a good day today.
True.
So we'll take
I was
that.
pretty into the weather we had today. It was not
Yeah, Charlie walking around, just walking around the building, T-shirts and muscles all out.
It was 65, 70 degrees. It felt great. What else do you need?
Yeah, a coat tomorrow.
We can do that.
That's true.
We can do that. Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.